Welcome to the CFG GameCast, episode number 70, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and more. So show us some love, give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any podcast services that are out there, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, David Screen, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. How you doing, girl?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing good.
I was off a few times, but I've heard that so many times. I'm doing great. You know, I did have to take a day off this week. Sadly, I missed one stream, and I didn't like it. I wasn't feeling great, but you know, that's okay. I'm getting caught up on all of the housework, which makes me feel accomplished. And then I have less work to do next week, which is fun. But yeah, I woke up nice and early and made myself a breakfast. We got to, you know, throw the ball for Miss Opie this morning. Well, afternoon, because Dust and Opie, because they stayed up late with someone who's here named Smitty. They stayed up late with him playing games. And so... they didn't wake up till 1 p.m. Opie pretended like she'd been awake. It was like, wake up, daddy, with like a thing.
It's a late night.
But yeah, it's been fun. And I got like a nice surprise in the mail today. I got this lovely fuzzy sweater. Yes, I'm steaming hot, but I don't care. It's so comfy.
What's the temperature over there in Vegas?
I feel like it's cold. It's like 75.
We had
75?
an overnight low of 60 something overnight.
Yeah.
It was 64. It's 82 out right now.
It dropped dramatically. It dropped dramatically, I feel.
You know what it is? You know what it is in Texas right now?
Oh, what?
What?
It is at 59 right now in Texas.
That is terrible.
It is great.
We were 90 last week. 90.
Oh my God.
I forgot to turn the AC up in the house, and I was like, I gotta go run an errand. Oh, it's chilly. And in my mind, Dust had been up first, so he must have turned the AC up, right? And I put clothes on. I walk outside with a sweater on. I was like, oh, it's hot. It was horrible. I just
it does nothing. Oh, that's hilarious.
Okay. But yeah. I've just been hanging out, playing a lot of games. Did we beat anything this week? Well, we played the Faith 3 demo from Adorf Games, which is fantastic. If you guys like horror and 8-bit at that, please go check out Adorf. They're amazing, not sponsored or anything. They're a great company and they're great creators, and it's 8-bit horror. What could you ask for?
Was that that game that you were playing? The one with the priest?
Yes.
That game was creepy. That was weird.
Yeah. No, and it's great because it's like I'm talking to myself through the game. Gorgeous. But
Jesus.
No, it's fantastic. I heard about them last year, played both of them, and I can tell you honestly, this is one of the only games I genuinely go back to. Like if I'm having a bad day and I've got like a 2-hour like window to kill, I play those games. Because I know I can crush it in 2 hours or less and play through them and get all of the secret endings. Because they're so fun. And you know and you think like I'd say I'm desensitized pretty much by a lot of horror games, and I am, but this one still to this day, as Chrissy Pickles calls him, the scary spider guy, he still scares me. He's terrible.
The scariest spider guy. I like that one. The nice generic name of a serial killer. Exactly. Perfect. All right. Also, we got the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What's going on, my dude?
Chilling, my friend. Much like Lex, I ended up having to miss a day. Scorp Kitty wasn't feeling well on Thursday. So yeah, we ended up just chilling out and relaxing. We played last night though, Overwatch, and then Dust had said something about this game called Witch It, which was a lot of fun. It's like a 16-player multiplayer, like witches versus hunters. Yeah. And like you turn into objects. We had a blast playing it. We gave away games we gave away 7 copies last night. So that was pretty dope. But yeah, other than that though, you know, work has been busy the last couple of weeks, so it's nice I got through some deadlines and things like that. So like, I feel like I can kind of, you know, relax a little bit and sit back. So Other than that, just been chilling out, just ready for these new consoles to drop, the new games to drop.
Mhm.
It was kind of a quiet week. I feel there were some stories for sure, but it was kind of one of those, just like, man, head down, just working this week. What about
Did
yourself,
you
my friend?
see did you see the people like on social media that got the
Yes.
PS5s already? It's freaking amazing. It's
Jerks.
I'm
like when you
jealous.
sit seeing
I'm
it, you see
jealous.
you see people like Jeff Keighley just like, oh, look what I had in the front of my house and stuff. Has all that and the extra accessories and all that stuff, and it's
Mhm.
like,
Yeah,
oh, that is just inadvertent flexing that I just want to punch you in the face for. But
basically.
that's just me being mean mugging though, so I
Mhm.
can't really hate for that. So but
What have you been up to?
for me, I've been like I've been really been busy. Been trying to get everything all set up before for our extra life stream that's happening. Which, by the way, in the plug, November 7th, me, Smitty, Lex, 6 other people like Doc, Limitless, Strider Stone, and more over at the CFG Games crew. We're going to be doing an extra life 12-hour streams on our own respective channels for the children's hospital we're doing it for the Phoenix Children's Hospital. I know Smitty's doing it for, is it Cooks? Is it Cook over in Vegas?
No, Saint Dominican Saint Rose Hospital.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's the hospital in Vegas. So we're going to be doing this for a good cause to raise money. For a good 12 hours, we're just going to be playing a lot of different communal games as well as our own special kind of things on our own individual channels. So definitely check us out. There'll be more information on our main page on CFG Games. But yeah, just getting that all set up, as well as trying to get the review, just beginning the reviews and stuff in. Although I did do something randomly that I haven't done in a long time, which was I decided to read a comic book. Because
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So I decided. My friend was telling me about the new Ninja Turtles story that they're doing.
I've
That's a
heard good things.
yeah, it's like a rated R version of Turtles.
Mhm.
So like
What? I have not
it's
heard
very
about this.
gritty. Yeah, it's called
Hmm.
TMNT Last Ronin number 1, and I've just been hooked on this story. Man, the story is great. So yeah, if you wanted to see a more grittier version of the Ninja Turtles
Yes,
storyline,
please.
watch or read Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Last Ronin 01. Yeah, that is
I've
on
never heard
from
of
I
this.
yeah, it just came out. I think it came out this week or last week. But yeah, yeah, you should definitely read it. It's a very like Punisher like kind of style of storytelling that you would never expect from Ninja Turtles. Yeah,
Dope.
Nightmare Wolf. Yeah, so TMNT Last Ronin 01. Not sponsored by that, but it's a
Nope.
really good book. Yeah, because like
Yeah.
we got we got the email. We got the email like a couple days ago, and I was like, "This sounds amazing." And so then I
Right.
like, I said, "Hey, would you like a copy just to see how this is?" And I was like,
Oh, you guys
"Yeah."
get a copy of the proof from mine.
Oh yeah, we get free copies. We are con freaks and geeks, my friend.
I
We get
know. I should ask you
we
then. Can
got
I borrow
pulls.
your copy from now on? Because I'll be putting full inventory. No, I got
Yeah.
an email too because I used to buy a lot of comics, and
Mm-hmm.
my comic shop, sadly, one went under, but the other one is still up. But
Mm-hmm.
they send me emails, and I'm on their list for like darker stuff because I'm a huge Punisher. Punisher was one of my faves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was like we think you might like this question mark. If not, that's cool. Just let us know. We won't spam you with emails again. And I was like, "Ah, they've never emailed me. This isn't normal spam." So I looked. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And
Well.
now right now you can buy comics. Used to be that you would get the comic book and instead of opening it, you could put the code in to read it online. Now
Not anymore.
you don't have to do that. You can go on and buy your copy online,
Digital. Yeah.
the digital.
Yeah, well, yeah, well,
Oh,
that's what they gave. Yeah, that's what they give a press outlets is the digital
The
copies.
digital,
But
yeah.
the most annoying thing though is that it's the giant fat watermark that's in the middle of the page. It's just like it's really frustrating to see. sometimes, but I've gotten used to it. But it's a good book. I would urge anyone to go pick this sucker up. Actually, I should write a review on it when I think
Do
about
it.
Yeah. So
it's good.
yeah, it's very, very good. All right. I know most people don't want to be talking about what my favorite Ninja Turtle is, but so let's just go to the normal rigmarole that we normally like to do each week. So each of us picks a topic or discussion about within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be about something specific in the gaming industry or something on the game itself or of any game itself. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners or viewers that are currently with us on Twitch, to be a part of the conversation. So if you want to chime in, we encourage it. By all means, just type in what you're wanting to type inside the chat. We would love to have your input, and we would like to add it to our conversation. So let's get this party started. Let's start with Lex.
Yay!
What are you up to this week? Or what's your topic?
Oh yeah, I mean I could do that again, but you don't want to hear that. So interestingly enough, Among Us has been a big hit for the last month. It wasn't a new game, which we've discussed prior. This game came out over 2 years ago. I thought maybe the release of mobile had what spiked it, up its popularity. Nope. The game's been around and people are just enjoying it now all of a sudden, which is very rare, especially for an indie company, for their game to just blow up years later. But if you've been playing or if you've been listening, they've had a lot of cyber attacks previously and now more than ever. So just days after Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez played Among Us with a bunch of your favorite YouTubers and other streamers to an audience of more than 435,000 viewers, the multiplayer title unfortunately then started to struggle to contain a spam attack that affected most of the game's community. So it's hit over 1.5 million that have experienced this spam. So if you put at least 5 people per game, that's 5 million in total. But it's interesting. The spam causes players to look at their text chat, and there's messages that are direct people to YouTube or Discord channels of a person who goes by the pseudonym Eris Loris, threatening them if they don't subscribe. For good measure, some of the messages also promote President Donald Trump for his 2020 campaign. Innersloth has put out a bunch of tweets about it. We're super duper aware of the current hacking issue. We're looking into it. We're trying to push out emergency server updates, so on and so forth. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be helping, which it's sad that they're forcing a server update for an update that was coming up later this month as well, which could have essentially ruined the game for all of us. But as for the hacker, it appears their primary motive in all of this was just to troll people. I was curious to see what would happen, and I personally found it funny. They called Kotaku. The anger and hatred is the part that makes it funny. If you care about a game and are willing to go and spam dislike some random dude on the internet because you can't blank play it for 3 minutes, it's stupid. As Kotaku points out, Among Us had hacking problems for a while now, but this most recent hack is on a different scale. With the help of a dozen or so volunteers, the hacker claims they've been able to hit up to 5 million people. At the very least, the Among Us subreddit is filled with threads dedicated to the current situation, one titled, "Okay, who's Eris Loris?" with more than 700 comments. Here's the thing, and like they said at the end of the article, we should definitely take this with a grain of salt and just kind of laugh at it, because what else can you do? I mean, putting so much hatred and anger towards a situation that no one can actually fix right now except the hacker if they stopped, isn't going to do you anything but blow up your blood pressure. You know what I mean? But yeah, I found it interesting that, and it sucks when games they can't fix this. It's not their issue, and to try to figure out how they got in the first place is just a whole whirlwind. But I was curious what you boys had to think about it. Had to say about it. Wow. Okay.
First, I just have to say, this Mr. Fruit guy in the video that you're sending, man, is just ruthless. But anyways, but I will say this though, it's I never understand, like, when it comes to hackers, especially, well, obviously he wasn't doing malicious hacking, but at the same time it is hacking nonetheless. That just to kind of prove a point across and saying because it's funny, it really isn't funny. It's like at this point, it's like now you're a bunch of people who don't know, because I mean I don't know like what how to do what he did just to get into the back doors of certain servers and stuff like that, and then relink it and then redirect them to a stupid YouTube page, just showing just to fuel anger. I mean, that you're essentially fueling anger towards it, towards the message that you're trying to put across. You could say that's a joke, and yeah, it may be a joke, but to me, I don't. I never condone that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff in general. It's like what you're basically doing is you're just now making a giant nuisance on everything. To make it to just to for it to be fixed, to fix the vulnerability side. That's the one good thing that comes out of it, is like they'll take care of wherever the vulnerable side is. But like, just to make a point of whatever, because you say you think it's funny, it's like people don't have that same level of sense, that level of humor than what you think that people do, or it's just ridiculous to me. So like, so it sucks that Interscope has to do like has to take care of all of this. And I bet you Interscope probably didn't even think about this, because they didn't think about how strong this game became, since this game is 2 years old. So yeah.
Addendum. You mean inner sloth?
Oh yeah, Inner Sloth. Sorry, yeah, that's
I know you're
Interscope.
so used to media that Interscope popped into
Yeah. Yeah, so like, it's just as sad that that's what people find the sense of humor, just when they do things like this. I just find that really 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 sad when it comes to this stuff. So it's like, okay, great, so you're putting your point across that's going to affect millions of people, literally, to just to get that point, to get your point across like that. So I don't know. What about you? Smitty?
Again, some people just want to watch the world burn, and these are those type of people that they just do things that affect people just for the yucks, just for the laughs. I very strongly believe things like this, karma ends up having a way of reciprocating what you're putting out there. Hopefully, because again, there's one thing to expose a vulnerability or something like that, but literally to come out and just be like, I thought it was funny to be a dick, and everybody, you know what I mean? Now, and I don't even understand like what, like, is there like something malicious happening, or freaking raid, or Shadow Legends? Is there like, I don't understand, like, is there like malicious stuff happen, or like it's just going to this, redirecting to this YouTube page, and like I don't completely fully understand that.
You know how like there's the in-game like chat that you have to text in?
Yeah.
So it spams that nonstop, and it makes a noise. So it bloop, 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 or it's
in-game.
So in-game it's doing it. So they've hacked to do the in-game chat, and I think it looks as though, if I'm not mistaken, that even messages could be coming from you or other players in the game, and you're like, wait, I'm not doing this. Who's and then you close it out and it's like nonstop.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So if you read the chat, then there's links, and like you're supposed to copy and paste, and then so on and so forth. So basically what it's doing it in game. It's not like, oh, afterwards they've gotten your info because you bought or you downloaded the game and so on and so forth. No, it's in game.
Yeah, like what Nightmare Wolf is just saying is like, I know they've been hacked many times. People will hack into their own servers, and when someone will put "I'm not the killer," they will change it to "I'm the killer," just ruin the game at a point of certain.
Like, why? Well, I don't understand what the fun. Why do things like that? I don't understand like what the allure. No matter what game there is, it seems like there's always cheats or hacks that come out for it. It's like, what fun do people get in doing that stuff? Like, you're not legitimately accomplishing it. I don't get it.
Right. No, these are the same kids that put glue on their hands during science class and didn't listen. And these are also the same kids who took magnifying glasses and burnt ants up on the sidewalk just because. It's the same kids.
like a sociopath kind of thing. Because like I don't know, just like maybe a person drunk with power that because they can that they will. I don't know, but it's just ridiculous. Citizen B says normal people don't act like that. These thinking fueling anger is funny. Bunch of unsocialized losers is all, and that's exactly what this what it comes down to. It's just, I mean, at this point we're like, especially when it comes to gaming, when you hear stuff like that, and let alone PC gaming. I mean, it's easy to say that there's a ton of people in the PC gaming world that has this kind of mentality that it's just like okay, this game is boring, so I'll make my own fun by screwing screwing other people's fun from this game. It's like that's my personal fun. That's going to make me valid to be such a dick or something to make a game to make this game more interesting to me. And
see, and it's like to me, especially knowing who the person is, there has to be some sort of real world consequence, because that's what it is. People do these kinds of things because they think that there's no consequence for doing it, and it won't stop unless there is some sort of consequence for doing it. Otherwise, what's going to stop somebody or anybody for any game doing things like this? There has to be real world consequences applied to things in cases like this.
Well, I mean, like this guy had the balls to even come out about it too, which is amazing to me because you usually don't.
Right, that's
kind
crazy.
of rare. That's kind of rare.
I mean, obviously, though, he's going through pseudonyms, though. I mean, I don't even the Kotaku. I mean, how far can we trace that back? Do you know what I mean? Like, if they're smart, they didn't just give this article for shats and gaggles. Their real information.
Yeah, right. I mean it is true, but I mean like it's just like the problem is, I mean it's not really a problem, it's just the people hide under the cloak of anonymity of the internet. I mean you can't, like, unless you change something like that, which I mean is something that big to that level, then this is the stuff that's going to get away with. I mean, like they're trying to take step, like for instance, like remember when swatting was really bad like 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah,
like
my house is not in my name.
yeah, when swatting was incredibly like bad, and then eventually it was just a matter of time, but it was going to happen that someone gets killed by it. And when it finally did, that's when things were starting to kind of step up. But there's still, I mean, there's not really a true way of figuring all this stuff out when someone spoofs your phone number like that, so like, right. But they're still trying to make it as safe as possible. So I mean, like things like that is like unfortunately, in this case, especially with Among Us, this game is a very simple game. It's excuse me, it's very unfortunate that that's what you have to that we have to kind of live with this. But what makes it more annoying is that you're making more work for other people so they could just deal with these kind of dickwads. Seriously, like it's just so annoying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's the thing. There's no, it's like that's somebody having to, take their time to do this now, maybe time away from their family or, whatever, just from their personal life, and they're having to get on this quickly now and handle it because somebody thought this would be funny to piss people off. It's like people like that. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, I strongly feel ways about that.
Well, I mean, yeah,
and what should be done to people like that?
Yeah, you really can't help but feel that anything differently when it comes to that kind of level of destruction and stuff, So yeah, whatever, man. So like, well, we'll see how that's gonna get fixed, and hopefully see if it gets cleared up correctly eventually.
Sorry, Inner Sloth, that sucks.
All right, Smitty.
Yes. So kind of going off of what Lex said too, we had AOC stream on Twitch. It was her, Ilhan Omar, representative from Minnesota, and Hassan Abi, Pokimane, what the hell's the dude's name?
PewDiePie, Felix.
Did PewDiePie?
I thought
PewDiePie was
PewDiePie
on
was
it.
with her. No, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I'm
I,
not
I'm not
sure,
gonna
but she
confirm
had. I
that.
mean, regardless, the fact that the biggest thing to me that was absolutely amazing was the fact that they maxed out around 400,000 viewers during this playthrough, which is absolutely crazy, especially being able to, I mean, finally we're starting to see, and she's not the first, but being of a younger generation, I believe she's actually younger than me, so she's within our generation. You know what I mean? To be able to connect and connect with this audience that you are a part of, on real life subjects and real life things, as far as politics, and you've got this younger crowd now that is becoming of age, being able to vote and things like this. This was absolutely outstanding. With who? Corpse? Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
he's
not.
one of my favorite YouTubers.
Dr. Lupo, Valkyrie.
He's got
Sorry.
a really deep voice.
Oh,
Corpse
yeah.
husband. Yeah.
Yeah, this was huge. It was a lot of fun to watch. I totally watched some of it. Like they just had a great time. You know, it was completely. It felt very. It felt very authentic. To me, you know what I mean. It wasn't like I didn't feel like she was trying to push anything in one direction or not. Just other than going, hey, go out and vote. It's important. You know what I mean? Get heard, and then had fun. Played with these streamers. That's great exposure for these streamers as well. You know what I mean? It's great. It's great for the platform, getting these people before that. You know what I mean? Again, this is amazing exposure for the actual platform, and for them to be able to see her connect the way that she did with this large audience. We are going to be seeing more and more prominent figures joining and going on to these platforms. I guarantee it. She also got this was her first stream. She got partnered, obviously, I guess during the stream.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. This is crazy. This is huge. I love seeing steps like this, and I love seeing somebody in politics being able to reach out and actually connect with this audience that I feel like is really kind of forgotten about and not really thought about as legitimate, people that are coming of age, and they're the ones that are going to be starting to take, get into some of these leadership roles and have a voice and be able to make that voice heard within policies and people that represent them and whatnot. I think it's foolish to ignore this crowd. So her doing this, I thought this was absolutely amazing. I love seeing this get out there, and it was just a lot of fun to watch. It was a lot of fun.
That was a fun. It was a fun one to watch too. I just can't believe like literally first stream 400,000 becomes partner in the middle of the stream. It's just like all that stuff. I mean, you knew it was going to happen. Even if it didn't happen that stream, you knew it was going to happen because it was going to be like, okay, it's AOC. It's like the name already carries its own weight. But like, so I'm not even mad at that at all. I mean, people are going to get those kind of levels of advantage and stuff. So but like the coolest thing is like exactly what you said is like is that acknowledging this as a medium to spread your message across is I think is a very smart way of doing it, and I think it's a different way of something that is not done when it comes to politics itself. And I'm not in any means going in a political statement, but I'm definitely saying though that I think this is a great way to reach out to a younger community as the position that she is in, to kind of give out to kind of say to kind of do it, because like the way that she did the stream is exactly what Smitty said. It was non-political. It was just her having fun with people, and then people coming in with her, and then and stuff like that. They didn't throw so like love her or hate her. It's just like that's I think that she is kind of coming on with something, and but it's the best way to kind of to kind of reach out to people in itself, and especially now the younger crowds now is probably one of the best things to do. Because and then what most people didn't even understand is like how this was so laid back, was that you would think that like, especially with the big streamers that she was streaming with Hassan and all these different kinds of folks and stuff, like she just all she did was a tweet on her Twitter. They didn't set anything up with any of this. She just said, hey, who wants to play Among Us with me? and
Yeah.
people came down by droves on this stuff.
Yes.
They had no publicist, no nothing. They just came down on droves just to wanting to play with her. So that, I mean, that in itself just kind of shows that like there's people's interest, knows at least who AOC is, but like, and I think this is more, I think it also kind of goes to credit to say that that's the kind of stuff that we're kind of should be seeing with our elected officials. I mean, overall, because the biggest problem is we don't know what the hell they do. and
Right.
and then there's a bunch of old fogies that are been there forever, and we don't know exactly how the stuff is gotten. So I mean, so this is I do commend her on it. I don't agree with her 100% on everything, but I definitely do commend her on trying something new, trying something outside the box that hasn't been done before in her in her position.
Yeah. No, I thought it was great. So I haven't actually watched all of it. I've seen bits and pieces and I've seen a lot of clips from it. I didn't realize she played with Corpse. It must have only been for like a couple rounds, but he's one of my favorite YouTubers. He does music too, which is just we play it every once in a while. Hopefully, hi Corpse, don't get mad. I sorry. But he's got a couple funny Twitch songs that Pepe laugh, making all that Twitch stuff. Anyway, so I think it's great. I agree with you. I don't agree with her on there's a lot of things I don't agree with her on. But as a person being in politics, I think she's great. I like what she stands for and what she represents, and she goes out and she fights for that. She was a common working just she was waitressing and trying to get herself through college, and she got a double major, and she did it all, and good for her. She's the middle class American just trying to bust their butt and make it, and she did. And I'm not mad that they gave her a handout, because honestly that woman has worked so hard. She deserves it. And I think she's not my representative, so whatever goes on in New York is what goes on in New York. But I think she's a great human being in general, and I think that's a great way to put it, is someone I would like to have a beer with. She is. I would love to sit down and have drinks with her, go get her nails done or whatever. She seems like an awesome human being, and I think her doing that, one, brought a lot of light to streaming in general. Two, it breaks down borders, because we've always had this like, well, we don't really know what they talk about and we don't really know what we do. But if you've kept up with the news, like, that poor girl gets harassed. She's one of the younger, I think she is the youngest representative, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
she is the youngest.
She's gotten so much harassment, physical assaults from other representatives. No joke. Like, this isn't a joke. Like, people are very much intimidated by her, and they should be. We're pushing the old folks and the old way of doing things out, and I think it starts with her. And I think because of what she stands for, other people are intimidated by that. Now, I also like that she wasn't pushing anything on anybody. She was like, hey, you should go out and vote. Here's how. Here's some, information on it if you need it. If you don't, that's cool. Let's have some fun. And that was that. And what better way to do that? And I love it so much because she didn't try to push an agenda. There were times where people are like, look at what chat was saying. She didn't address those things,
There's a lot of troll.
There was a lot of
troll
trolls,
galore.
but there were also a lot of like extreme leftism happening in the chat, and she also ignored that too, because she could have addressed it and been like, look guys, I do feel this way, and I do, right, like giving her opinion on things, and she didn't. She kept it chill, and honestly, like, good for her. And there have been several times that she's had to address in the Supreme Court and in Senate with how to do laws to help people who are streamers and so not, with us helping with like legalization of certain things, like how to protect women on like the streaming circuit, like with stalkers and all of that, going from internet to real world, and her having to describe some of this stuff to these old people is like, sweetheart, I feel you, because these men have someone tweet for them. They don't know, and it's just, I love her to death, but I was excited to see her.
And she's not the only. I know that Bernie Sanders is also streamed on Twitch. I think he was the first one that I saw.
Yeah,
like,
but
I mean, you have people.
it's not the same.
It's not 400,000 the same. No, and it's not. Yeah, it was more of a
energy.
Hey, I'm sitting here talking to you about this stuff. Whereas hers was like legit. I'm just playing games with these people. Let me go. But I mean, I was a part of a vote campaign that we did for these. It was this YouTuber that put out a call for it. And again, like I was very much for it because it's like I'm not trying to push one way or the other. Just get out and vote. You know what I mean? Make your voice heard. Whatever you believe and however you believe, however you vote, go do it. You know what I mean? And again, it's just this to me was like the equivalent of going out and kissing babies. You know what I mean? Yeah. Able to have that conversation. Here come, it's intimate. You get to know me a little better. You get to see me interacting with these other people that you guys enjoy and stuff like that too. This was fantastic. And I very much can see a shift in seeing more people utilizing these platforms in this way. But what that does then to the platform and how it shapes out, I don't know, because, again, it's going to be because you have T-Pain going, you have more and more established people now jumping on this platform and doing things and whatnot. So we'll see how that goes, or how they choose to utilize it and connect with more importantly, the community and the community that's there and that's in that space.
Pharmacy says, I switched it on. They talked about Ilhan, wasn't familiar with the game and started out slow. I thought I saw Ilhan was part of was playing with her, and I think isn't Ilhan another person in Congress?
She's a representative from Minnesota,
Wisconsin. Minnesota. There we go.
It's Minnesota. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, so like because I thought I saw her play a couple of games with her and Toast and stuff. Which, by the way, this guy's Toast is hilarious. I really love him. Check out his stuff on Facebook. Yeah. Then the Nightmare Wolf says, I also noticed Jacksepticeye on there and Toast. It's amazing to see different people on there. Yeah, I really love the giant diversity of all these streamers. And then this wasn't, like I said, it wasn't set up. Like it wasn't like a promotion, or it wasn't kind of that kind of thing of like saying, oh, okay, Ninja's going to be playing with AOC on this time at this date and so on and so forth. Nothing was set up. Yeah, I bet you they did probably streamed on their own respective channels, because it's like it's still good. It's good. It's still good.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's absolutely not. But it wasn't advertised like, oh, AOC is going to be playing with so and so, because it wasn't guaranteed. Right. I'm assuming, yeah. So like, I think that was one of the cool things about that too.
Looking back at the footage, because there was a few that remained in there and they kind of switched people out. Like Corpse wasn't in there the whole time, so Corpse got to play. Corpse is also very young. But I know that, and it was brought up on one of my little like nerdy shows that I watched, that Lupo had to address people.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, you were part of my community and you were mad. You can take your $5. I don't care. We're not talking about politics. We were playing with a politician that is different. Hold your voices. And that's kind of like on the line with what this Smitty said. Like, I've been telling people you should go vote. If you need knowledgeable sources, here they are. I will not tell you my own opinions most of the time. But like I don't swing either way, if I'm being honest. And I don't ever want what I say to rub off on somebody because I just said it. No. I want you to think for yourself. And I want you, here's an easy, Rhett and Link made a thing called like Vote Like a Beast, and you can do all that and put all your info in. It's easy peasy. And it'll tell you who aligns with you, but I like that that's what she did, like, hey, it doesn't matter that I stand for this. I'm going to hang out with my friends and make new friends and play games. And that's that, and I think that's where things kind of need to go, because I think that really does help too, especially in the future. If people really want to show like, hey, I'm better than this candidate on so many levels, and I don't need to show you. I can prove that by just being who I am. Let's play games together. That would be ingenious, honestly.
Well, they need to. I mean, the biggest problem with it is now is that people don't know what what upper management does. I mean, that's essentially what it is. Like I mean, most people aren't educated to a level of like saying, what is my representative, or who is my representative is a good question, a good first one. Who is my representative in this district, and also what does like I mean, because like like for instance, like right now when it comes to elections, everyone thinks that the president of the United States is an important election. It is an important election, but you got to also keep in mind that the Senate seats are also just as important. The House of Republicans, the House of Representatives is the sense that gives the budget to allow the legislative branch to do what they're wanting to do. There's other parts that people are weak against, and I'm not gonna lie, I was weak at that point too, and then I started keeping track on it and start figuring out what needs to what needs to be done, how it works, and stuff like that. So that's the biggest problem, and because 9 times out of 10 the representatives that are a part of your that's next to your thing or next to where you live isn't like a reach away, like a physical reach away. It takes time for you to kind of figure all that stuff out. So what is cool, and this is where I'm saying what AOC is doing, because it's not even just her that's reaching out to the state of New York in her constituents in where who she represents, but she's doing it for everybody about what she's who she is. So just being in that one stream lets people know who AOC is, what she is, and and stuff. They may not know what she's for and what she's for and stuff, but they know that she works for the people at that point. And that's where I think that this kind of level of information is what needs to be done. It's not us that's needing to push to find out this information, but rather the other way around. Because if they truly want the people to care about about who is representing you and stuff, they need to do what she's doing, not necessarily being on Twitch or stuff like that, but stuff that's going to be a point where it's going to be oh, this part AOC is in the House. It's like the House seats are over 400, maybe 500 people in the House of Representatives. Can you name me another seat besides Nancy Pelosi, since she's in the news? You don't know anybody. I mean, I'm being straight. I don't know. Maybe I only know maybe 10 people out of the the 500 people.
I'm trying to think of my representatives.
Tina Titus,
yeah. So that's the whole thing. It's just that they need to reach out better with that kind of level of stuff. And I think that when she just did what she did on Twitter, I don't know if she did it on a whim, maybe she was planning it. It doesn't matter. She did it anyways. She wanted to do it. That shows that this shows a long way of what needs to be done and what people need to know, is because this stuff is very important, and especially this vote, this year's election is very important towards that. So there's my 2 cents on that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What about you, Davis?
All right, so wrap it up. We're going to talk about the thing that I know best, and that is basketball.
Yeah.
I know, right?
No
but anyways, yeah. Yeah, so people doing the basketballing and stuff, that's how things work. That's how it works, right? Basketballing. But anyways, so we're going to be talking about 2K. It's not really basketball itself. I'm not gonna bore you with how sports works. Come on, Farms, you should know me better than that. But I'm talking about 2K games is on it again. If you want to really think about the two kind of worst publicized companies when it comes to gaming, I think 2K is getting up there slowly but surely. It's getting up there to close to not EA level, but really getting up there, because the 2K games for the past maybe let's say 3 to 5 years have been really aggressive on microtransactions and stuff like that on the on their end, but 2K decided to take it another step further by adding unskippable video ads despite being a full price game. So so now this isn't really more on the matter of being a sports game or not, but it's more like this, because this is the article I got was from James O'Connor from GameSpot. He says that NBA 2K1 has added a new feature of video ads that cannot be skipped. The game shows so what happens is that between matches in which you cannot the game now features ads that will play between matches in which you cannot skip through. So if you're done with the game, think of like a 20-second video ad that they decided to implement inside their their game that you have to watch. A commercial, like a Hulu commercial when you paid $60 to play this game. So now my there is a recent update on this saying that 2K has issued an apology for how advertisements were implemented into the game, but it will not be removing them, which is amazing to me to say. The balls.
Nope.
The balls, seriously, the balls on that team. Like first off, it's like saying, it's like, how the hell can you decide to say that you're wanting to just openly add a video ad after a person pays $59.99 on your system? On the PS5, this game is going to cost $70. Yeah. So that, and then you're telling me that we still have to go through the stupid ads and stuff. We dealt with your stupid microtransactions, the microtransaction practices, which is incredibly aggressive for this game, for a sports game, and but yet now you're going to be adding these kind of ads, and stuff towards that. It's like, are y'all like how hard are you grubbing for money as a company to do this? Because I mean, it must mean that 2K, that this must be their most profitable game for them to be doing stupid BS like that. It doesn't make any sense to me. So me, on the other hand, when I heard about this, 2K has tellingly added that these ads are well after the reviews of the game has hit, which were already, and the game was already reviewed as a 6, so that's not good in itself. So it's not even a good game on top of that. Yeah, Pharmacy says, we hear you, but we don't care. Goodbye. That's essentially their mentality. That is exactly. So so I was stunned personally. I mean, like, when it comes to games as a service, I have always hated it. That's why I haven't played Marvel Avengers yet. I decided to wait for the PS5, which got delayed, apparently. But still, and stuff like that. Like, if I'm going to put in that kind of cash, I want all that the game is going to be worth for me to do it, because I will not care. I don't care about about season passes. I don't care about all this crap and stuff like that. Let alone, I am expecting a full game if I'm paying that value. So if you're going to come to me telling me that like, even I'm paying this much money to still have freaking commercials in a game that doesn't need commercials, you can go F off. Seriously. Yeah,
well, I mean, we've been saying that though, man. Like, these games were like, they are so out of touch. They do not care about their community at all, and they are just out there for the cash grab. These companies are the ones that will ultimately fail, because the community will walk away and they'll say, we'd rather go with somebody that's going to do it, that cares about what we're saying, as opposed to somebody that's just looking to get and maximize dollar amounts. It's absolutely crazy. It's disappointing. You see it in Activision as well. I felt like Activision very much went down this path as well, where it's like they were just putting out just crap games. They didn't care. They were just milking as much money as they possibly could. You see it with EA as well. Companies like this, man, I don't know. This is just really disappointing, because you do have a huge fan base like this, but to go and do that, and you're already paying, and then to put advertising into the game as well, dude, that's crazy, man. That is.
Here's the problem, though, and here's the problem with that move, though.
You're forced to watch it.
Yeah, here's the problem with that move, though, because like, when you're saying that the people are going to learn on this, I don't know if people really are, because
no, they won't. They're not going to learn unless they stop giving them the money.
Yeah, but overall, like, let's say that you don't want to you want to play a basketball game. What are your options? There's no other option.
There's no other options now. There was NBA Live, but that is trash.
Yeah, it's always been NBA Live, but everyone knows that Live is garbage. Yeah, we all know that. But still, it's just so insane to me, that they don't care about their community. That's what that's what this kind of practice is eventually going to be saying. And what's even worse is that they're saying that they don't get enough money if they're going to be selling out their ads with the crap load of the microtransactions that they're putting themselves on. So like, it's like, what? What's going on?
Yeah.
How bad is it? Like, how bad are y'all bleeding 2K to be doing stuff like that? Seriously.
Right.
You know?
WTF, yo. I don't like, are y'all playing basketball? Sorry, I had to steal that line. You keep saying basketball, and like I just have that in my head. No, but for realsies though, I'm sorry. What I had, well, I don't know if they played anymore, but because I don't speak to that person. But I had a friend whose boyfriend was obsessed with this, just obsessed with it, and that was a complaint on her end. Like, we have a family to take care of, and all I see is 2K, 2K, 2K. Like, what is he buying? You play games. What is he buying? And I'm like, I don't know, because I don't
I don't play games like that.
I don't play that game. Nope. She was like, but you like sports? I'm like, yeah, I'd rather play them outside than be on I come inside to play computer games. I don't come inside to play sports. I'm good at sports. I don't need to do that.
Right.
So I don't
like
know.
sports games.
But, like,
I don't think there's anything wrong with liking sports
there's
games.
nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, for me personally, I would rather be outside.
Yeah.
You know this. We were on a softball team together. You shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Not to say that there's anything wrong if you like playing them. There's nothing wrong with that. I just didn't, so I couldn't give her a full answer. I didn't realize it was this bad. Because this was at the beginning of the year, and she's like, we're planning for a wedding, and we're having to pay for certain stuff, and like thousands of dollars are just gone out of the account. I'm like, oh.
Well, that's money of microtransactions.
Like, she was mad about 100 or 200. No. She went back and looked through files and was like, there are thousands of dollars for this one game.
Oh my god!
Like, I thought how games worked was you buy the copy and you have it, right? And I
said, that's how it normally supposed to be.
Normally works. And I go, microtransactions like Fortnite, and she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, never mind. So I did some Googling. I was like, this is what he's buying. And I showed her, and like, no. And I was like,
is it VC coins? Is he getting VC coins? Yeah, because VC coins, I think you use to upgrade. You can use it to upgrade and do things and all. Like, dude, it's totally
upgrading
pay
his
to play.
And yeah, absolutely. And so, like, instead of putting in the hours, he was paying to play, which I don't like those kinds of games. I don't think that's fair. Not all of us have apparently thousands of extra dollars just willy-nilly lying around to do that.
Let alone a basketball game that changed that's obsolete a year later.
Right. It's not like you're gonna be playing in a competition that could possibly you win money back for the no. Like this,
right.
And it was just wow, I didn't know that was so big. And now you have the audacity to put commercials in? I don't think so.
No, it's freaking it just seems like the same kind of thing. Like, remember how we were kind of talking about how like would you pay $30 to go see Mulan, like on the Disney Plus, on the channel that you already paying monthly for? For me, theoretically,
I'm a pirate.
Yeah.
See, I didn't have a problem with that though, because like the way that I logic it is that if I were to do that at a theater, I would spend way more than the $30 after the popcorn and the tickets.
Right.
But Smitty though, at the same time though, it's kind of like, but then they told you the week later that it's going to be coming out for free on Disney Plus in December. Like, you wouldn't want to wait.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So I did not know that. No.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't purchase it. We ended up not even purchasing it because I know there's a lot of controversy even with that. Yeah. So I was like, man, I'm good. And we let Lizard Elsa take a look at the thing because we had watched a cartoon, and she was just like, meh. So we ended up not getting it. Yeah.
I'm just saying that, but I'm just saying that, like, with that kind of level of like logic. Oh, you know what? That was a bad analogy. How about this? Let's say that you bought Hulu. Actually, this happened, and I did not know that this happened. Maybe because it's not owned by NBC anymore or Viacom. But so Hulu, I play to not have commercials on Hulu Plus because I do not want. I don't want to see commercials on Hulu. So like I'm paying. It's like $12 a month to say, and they say that you do not have commercials on Hulu Plus with Hulu. Anything that's on there.
Don't be live.
Yeah, except don't be live on it, which I don't pay for the live. So there was a show I was watching and it didn't have commercials, perfectly fine. I think I was watching SWAT or something. No, it doesn't matter. But I was watching a show, and then the next show that I watched came to Grey's Anatomy. Right, Grey's Anatomy at the beginning of the show says, because of the contract, we are not the contract. You ads will need to be on this show specifically. I have never seen that before on this show. But they said that, but they did them. They did an in between on that. They said they're going to show the ads at the end of the show. So if they said to themselves that you're paying services to put the commercials in a service that was already promised you that there was not going to be any commercials in, and then they put it in the middle of the show still, you feel like you're getting robbed. You're feeling like you're getting robbed completely. So that's the way I'm kind of feeling like how this is. It's like you're paying $60 for NBA 2K21. $60 for a full game. Who cares about the microtransactions to that point, and who cares about all the extra stuff? But now they're putting freaking commercials in the middle of all that are not skippable, just so that because they can. It's freaking insane to me.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah,
it's not
just
surprising
ridiculous
to me though. I mean, literally, it is cash grab. That whole thing is built around cash grab.
It's Bethesda's parents who own this company, and sorry.
I know, right? Or they read the book, on this. It's just freaking ridiculous. Doesn't surprise me about of any of this. They're selling the same crap each year, and I use like 2K, but I used to like 2K too. Like early 2000s 2K, I used to play all the time. But like now, when they had totally started being really aggressive at those microtransactions, I was like, okay, I'm done. There's no reason.
That's when I stopped. Yeah, like I enjoy them. They're fun. You know what I mean? But again, I mean, even in that sense, you've got the prices going up, but it's basically just a reprint or a copy paste of last year. There's no new mechanics. You know what I mean? Like, but people still buy into it every year, and it's crazy to me. Like, I was like, that's not sustainable. How I feel, there's other games that I used to do that too, and like every year, every time, I would have to get the new one. I'd have to get the new one. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why am I getting this? Like, why? It's the exact same thing. Just, hey, now we got updated roster. Like, okay, like, can't you just like put that into an update or something?
Right.
Yeah.
I know. It's so weird to me.
That's what Pharmacy was saying. He said that, FIFA came out and admitted that the 2021 is basically just a copy and paste. And so IGN said, okay. And they copied and pasted the review from the previous FIFA. And
that's
put it
hilarious.
As like okay, well, if that's the case, here's our review. And if you missed it, now you got it. But I mean, it's just so frustrating and it sucks because a lot of people really get into certain games. And I mean, I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. We all have that one game that just speaks to us. And if this is the game that speaks to you, it really sucks because you're kind of just stuck in this situation that you didn't want to be a part of, whether you want to or not. And it's not like there are other 2K option basketball games out there. No, because they have the licensing. There are not other FIFAs out there because no, they have the licensing, and it's who got there first, and you're stuck, right? So it's silly.
And again, kind of like, it's going in a direction that the stuff is going to end up getting regulated because there's bad business practices that are happening that are being unchecked. And you know what I mean? The more and more, that's the other thing. That's kind of the other side about gaming and the digital space getting more in the spotlight is now you have politicians and other people that are now taking notice of this stuff and realize how rampant it has just been, it's a Wild West. Again, it's the Wild West where there's no regulations. You've got people duping other people for things, milking people out of money and whatnot. Ultimately, it's going to end up getting a lot more regulation to it. Is the road that it's going down.
It has to.
Well, most definitely. So we will see where this battle goes. But as for now, 2K is dead to me. I'm not going to buy anything 2K except maybe Borderlands, but we'll see. Let's go with it. Lex.
Yes.
What do you have planned for the week?
Good question. Monday, I don't know. We're gonna have to play a different spoopy game because Amnesia: The Dark Descent was just I gave it like a good solid hour. I really did. I tried. Very boring. I'm so sorry. If you like that game, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna have to find a new spoopy game for Monday. Tuesday, I think we're playing Phasmo again. I think we're switching it up. We're doing like halvesies because a lot of the people who play with us sadly aren't on till later. So we do a little bit of Dead by Daylight, some Phasmo. Wednesday, I don't know either. I'm gonna have to pick 2 new spoopy games.
Oh
Oh
wow.
no. I got a lot of homework, y'all. And then of
Play
course Among Us
ET.
on Thursdays. ET? Fun house?
ET on the Atari 2600. It'd be all set.
Boom.
Send me to me, please.
No.
Oh.
That's gonna be a horror. All right, Smitty.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you have planned the week?
Not much. I got some more work stuff that I need to catch up on, but I should be able to catch up on that. We're gonna be, like I said, on LAN parties. We're gonna be speaking with some folks over at Extra Life as well. So we'll definitely be talking about that. Don't forget, guys, we've got the Extra Life stream and the fundraiser is going on right now. So please check that out. Do it for the kids. Do it for the kids. Other than that, though, game wise, I'm just kind of in limbo. I have conceded to the fact that I'm not gonna beat Metal Gear Solid 5 in time. So I have completely, but again, I am enjoying playing it again. So I'm glad that I've gotten, you know what I mean, I got back on it and I will eventually finish it. You know, other than that, I'm just kind of in this stall mode, I guess. I don't want to play Spider-Man because I'm gonna wait for it to come out on PS5. I already ordered that, so I have that. That'll be my first game. I'm most likely gonna get Cold War as well. So I'm just ready for the new consoles to drop, and I've got this Thursday. You know, we'll be back to Home Sweet Home. Probably be a special guest on for stream there.
You're gonna be busy with November. I was just thinking about that. It's like you got Spider-Man, you got
Destiny 2, Beyond Light, Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Legion's coming out.
You're doing Watch Dogs Legions next week. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy for you.
Yeah. So yeah, I know I've got some. Yeah, I totally forgot that it's coming out. Well, and also too, there's that question we were talking about getting Blessed on Unleashed, which is going to be out for PS4 now. I've been wanting to try that game out. I was so disappointed when I first learned it was an Xbox exclusive. I was like, oh, I want to play. Yeah. So I'm excited for that to come out. You know what I mean?
You should play with us. Like, why don't you pick it up too, Lex? Try to go make it a 3-man party. Bless Unchained.
Unleashed, right?
Same thing.
He's at Unchained.
It's a sequel to Django.
Yeah. Yeah, like just give me a heads up. I'm down. I'm down to play.
Okay. All right.
Cool. I gotta do mouse and keyboard though. I can't.
I totally forgot about Destiny 2. I did too.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm excited, dude. That might be a 24-hour for me. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Run through all the content in one day.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah. My dog up. Oh, guys! Also, I filmed a commercial for the upcoming thingamabobbies for Extra Life. So feel free to steal it and share it to all of your friends.
Definitely. All right, and what's it called?
What about you? What are you up to, my friend?
Sir.
As for me, I've just been streaming Yakuza 0. I've just decided to go back in the beginning of the Yakuza quest of trying to beat all of them. And just been having the time of my life just doing the side missions of Yakuza. So I'll be streaming Yakuza. I might be streaming it tomorrow. And then I'm going to be doing probably going to do that till Wednesday. So Sunday to Wednesday. Thursday I might take off because I have to go take care of something. But on Friday, if we get approved, I would probably do a Bless Unleashed stream with Spinny and them. So that would be pretty fun. So but yeah, so that's my plans. Basically my plans for the stream for the streaming for the week. Well, folks, this was episode number 70. Thank you for joining us. As always, we really appreciate y'all being a part of the conversation. We will be back again next weekend, talking with some 3 awesome new topics. Actually, next weekend's Halloween too. That'd be freaking awesome. I didn't even think about that. That's freaking awesome. Yeah. So So if you missed the episode, that's okay. You can always check out each episode on all podcast services: Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and all sorts. We just now got on Amazon Radio, so you can definitely definitely listen to us on there. Spotify, what have you, on any services. Go give us a thumbs up if you like what you hear. That goes a long way for us, and as well as leave a comment and such. Or you can go check us out on our website, confreaksandgeeks.com, and that's where we're going to do where we do all our comic, video game, anime reviews and such and so forth as well. So this is Davis, Smitty, and Lex signing off. Y'all take it easy.